Hey guys, it's me. I am trying to work on how to do this video series on getting out of an abusive relationship, how to keep your children safe, how to keep you safe, and a couple of things have happened to me during the last few days that have really brought me to a point where I know I'm getting ready to get the ex put behind bars. Thank God. Those of you that have faith, don't lose it, because now's the time you need your faith more than anything. Those of you that aren't believers, trust you to turn to someone that will give you some kind of relief as far as beliefs go. People think I shouldn't believe in God right now because of all I've been through, but I do. So now that I've gotten all the Christianity out of the way, which will probably come up later, I had an incident happen today. There's no restraining order against me with my daughter, but my ex decided he was going to forge the school records, and because he is an attorney, he was able to get me to not have lunch with my daughter at school today as I promised her. My philosophy in my life is I don't make promises that I can't keep. And that's one thing I've told my daughter from day one. If I can't keep a promise, or I don't know for sure I can keep a promise, I don't make that promise. I tell her I'm going to do everything I can to make it happen and to make us whole again. So here's what a manipulative ex does. I took my daughter after school one day when I picked her up to the children's hospital here where I live, and I had a detective there. We had been talking about what her father has been doing to her, but for some reason, after I told them to make sure this was one of those appointments that no one was to know about because it concerned my daughter's health, her well-being, the abuse she's going through, which is absolutely significant now. I mean, it's to the point where it's changed her. My ex found out about the appointment. He told her, and he coached her. Therefore, when my daughter went to go speak to the people at Children's Hospital, she clammed up. So you've got to be mindful of all the scheming these people can do to you. And again, I am not gender oriented. It doesn't matter whether you're male, female, same sex, whatever. It doesn't matter. Abuse is abuse. When you're abused, it's not just the physical. The physical is actually the easiest part of it. It's the psychological, emotional, the financial, the turmoil, the character assassinations. All this stuff is a form of abuse. Pardon me. And it's time that people start taking a stand for those of us that have been through it and lived through it even post-divorce. I do have PTSD. I'm living with PTSD. I will never be over my PTSD as far as I know. But what I've done is I have documented things that have happened since I got my daughter back part-time. And I have now noticed that she is going through a lot of things. So I made this appointment with this doctor, and we decided not to tell her about it until the day that I was driving her there. Father found out, told her she was going to CHKD, coached her. So when we went there, she said, Mom, Dad said, or my father said, I'm going to CHKD. Why am I going there? I said, we're just going for a talking appointment. Later on, I found out that he had really found out that we were meeting a special victims unit detective. She's been molested. I have pictures. Pictures didn't carry weight in court because of who he was and who I wasn't. So, again, these are things you gotta watch out for. These people are conniving, they're manipulative, and they turn everything that they do around on you and they make it look like you're the one that's doing the things that they're doing. You have got to get yourself in a position where you're protected. I can't emphasize enough how much it is to find someone that you trust that does not trust your ex or your significant other or your child's parent. You've got to find somebody that is willing to listen and believe you and that you trust 100%, because you can't trust them 90%. You can't trust them 95%. You have to trust them 100%, because you're putting your life, and if you have children or a child, your children's lives at danger. I was, again, threatened to be killed. My ex is going to stop at nothing. But I've been building my case, biding my time, putting together a whole transcript of things that has happened. And one of the things I learned last time the police came out to the house was you need to document every single thing that this person does to you through the police department. You call. I don't care if you call every day. Anything that this person does to make you feel like your life is in danger, you need to call about. This is one of those situations that you can't think of, oh, I'm going to embarrass myself. Oh, I'm going to be a nuisance to the police, because you're not. They need that information. You're not going to be safe. You're not going to be as a reliable witness. You're just not going to be the person that they want you to be able to charge this person with any kind of a crime, even though, even in my divorce papers, it was written that I was suffering from spousal abuse and I have PTSD. We can deal with it, but again, I can't impress enough. Find that one person that's going to believe you. Don't hide it from family members before they get to them first, because they will get to them if they're that devious. And if they don't get to your family members, what they're going to do is they're going to get to you. You're going to find yourself in a situation where you have no protection. None. Don't let them call the police on you. Don't let your anger get the best of you. Channel all of your anger into a positive to push you in a direction where you're going to better yourself. I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor, and I am a thriver. This is what you need to do for yourself. You are worth more than this person has ever told you you're worth. You're not arm candy. You're not a bedfellow. You're not a sex slave. You're not a babysitter. You are a human being with a life worth living. Otherwise, you would not have been put on the face of this planet. You wouldn't have. People turn into bad people because of the exposure and maybe they just had some bad things going on in their brain, but everybody can be treated for something that is detrimental to other human beings. So I digress, but I'm coming back around to the situation where what you need to do is get that person beside you. You need to find that confident. If you don't have one, if he's done like my ex did and gone through all my contacts, put them in his phone, gone out on this character assassination, told all of your best friends and all of your family members that you are some crazy psycho, go to a shelter, call them, put your bag away, get the escape route in place. If you can all get hold of money from anyone or your job or whatever, you've got to find some kind of a little bit of cash to get you to the next step in your life, because you may need to become another person. I can't. I have a daughter. I have 3 older children. And I have grandchildren. So I can't, and I have my mother that I care for with Alzheimer's. You can't let this person determine who you are as a human being. You have this life worth living. You have control of your life if you only take it back. Don't let them beat you down to the point where you're worthless. Because I did let myself get there. Mistake number 1. Mistake number 2. I let everybody believe that this man I married was perfect because I didn't want to face the fact that I married some kind of a monster. I was fortunate enough to snap a picture of my ex, pardon me, on top of my daughter with her legs around his neck and his head going down. I caught him. It was the day before court. I think he knew I was going to catch him. I think he knew at that point I was going to put her in my bed with me. Court had ordered don't sleep with the child because he had already done this stuff before to her. And we were forced to live under the same roof together. 3 lawyers to just me. I thought that was pretty good. At least I didn't lose my daughter at that point. But, a long story short, the picture is going to be very, very, very helpful. So, if you can snap a picture of any kind of abuse, put a video going on, even if you have to delete every 15 minutes, every hour, whatever you can do. Take something that can capture what is happening to you on film. It's the most important thing that you'll ever in your life do. That's where you get your credibility. Because he's taking your credibility from your family and your friends. He is. If your family is enamored enough with this person that has given a persona that he's not, and I say that in a non-gender way, that's just, for me, it's him. Men can be abused. Same-sex partners can be abused. You know, I don't judge, and I'm telling anybody that's going through this kind of abuse, you don't deserve it. You didn't do anything to deserve it. You got yourself in a situation with somebody that made you out to be Cinderella, and then really made you out to be the original Cinderella. So don't think the fairy tale that you're given at the front of the relationship is what's going to happen. Everybody's capable of anything. My ex is trying to get me to solicit him to be killed. He's doing a pretty good job of trying to make sure that I'm going to jail, but I don't fall for it. Again, I'm rambling, going on different subjects, but this is what I'm going through at this particular moment. So now I've had this position where I've been down here, coming up here, coming up here. We're raising the bar, raising the bar. I get more and more with my daughter. He gets more and more in trouble because he doesn't do the court orders. That's where you have to actually step in and make him abide by those court orders. Again, get yourself free. A bag, money. If you don't have a friend or a family member that believes you, get the hell out of there and find a shelter. They will help you get back on your feet. Find a support group for people that are suffering from spousal abuse or domestic violence. It's not something that you can survive alone. You have to have help. You're going to have therapy. You're going to have to rebuild your self-esteem. It can be done because right now, even though my daughter's not with me full time, within a couple of weeks, my daughter's going to be here full time because I built this case. I have a detective. I have a whole team of detectives. I've got a private investigator now because I called every time he's done something to make me fear for my life or my daughter's life. So don't be afraid to call. Don't be afraid to nuisance. Have your escape route. Have your shelter if you don't have someone that you trust 100%. I didn't do that, but I'm now learning from my mistakes, and I'm teaching people through my mistakes. Don't wait 2 years to get your child back. Don't wait 2 years to let them be harmed, because they will be harmed out of your eyesight. Make sure that everybody you know knows how much you love your children. If it's not involving a child or children, make sure that somebody you know knows what you're going through so that they can't get that upper hand. If it's not somebody that's a friend or a family member, you don't have that trust factor because that person is taking it away from you. Get it through a shelter. Get help. Call the domestic abuse hotline. And I saw on TV today, start wearing purple on your ring finger for domestic violence. We got to end it. Because it's not going to end until we start taking steps forward. And everybody needs to take control of their lives again. You can rebuild. I'm older and I'm rebuilding. And I have somebody in my life now that is making me feel like I am a princess. And this man in my life now has shown me just how strong I am. I also have friends that are willing to help me. I wasn't willing to accept their help before. I was too embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. You know how many millions of people are going through what you're going through right now? You're looking at one. Because the abuse is not ending. It's ongoing. He uses my children against me. He uses my family against me. Doesn't matter how many concussions I went through. Doesn't matter how many times he hit me with a car. It's the fact that they do it behind closed doors and they put that public persona up that they're such a great person, or they put fear in you and your family. So I want questions. I want to be able to answer everything because this has been going on in my life for 15 years. And it's time to end domestic violence and child abuse. It's time for us to take back our lives. It's time to get help when we need it. And I am going to give you all my cell phone number. I'm doing this only for those people that really need help and guidance and questions that they don't want to post online. So call me at 757-949-3733. I'm Cheryl. I'm a thriver and a survivor. And I'm going to help you be one too. Stick with me through this. If you need help, I don't care what time of day it is. You call in the middle of the night, it's probably safest for you. Call. I'll pick up the phone. I'm here to help people. I'm here to spread the word that domestic violence has got to end because people are being destroyed. Families are being destroyed. And it's time to put those families back together, put those people back together, and put those monsters where they belong, which is behind bars. Mine's getting ready to go there. Love you guys. Keep the faith. Be proud of yourself. Know that you didn't do this. You don't deserve this. They did this. You are an amazing person. You just are scared or trapped, but you don't deserve the abuse. Nobody does. So I'm going to be back with more info, and I want questions. Hit me up. Hit me with the questions. We've got some fun videos that my daughter and I do together to give you ideas to do with your children too, if you have them. So Madison and I are the lunatics. Me, I'm Cheryl. I'm a survivor and a thriver. And I'm going to help you be too if you let me. So, love you. You have my support. You have anything as far as assistance goes to getting out of this situation, because I want you all out alive. Look up the statistics on domestic violence and how many people get out alive versus the ones that don't make it out. I want every one of you looking at this to make it out alive. It's no joke. Anybody's capable of murder. It's a possibility and probability when the domestic violence goes on for so long. Keep me up. Keep me posted that you're okay. I'm here for you, and I will give you any tips, tricks, information you want to know. And God bless, Godspeed. Keep in touch. Love you guys. You can do this. You are strong enough to do this. So do it. Get out. Now. Not later. Now.